Today, we're going to be adding some wellness goals and some doctor's contact information to our wellness medical notebook. So stay with me. Well, hi everyone. I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. Today, I would like to say welcome back to my channel. I am really glad that you are here with us today as we continue to add pages to our medical or health and wellness notebook, whatever you'd like to call it. Today, we are going to focus on adding a page regarding doctor's contact information, and I also want to share with you my health and wellness goals page. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see here on my screen, I am continuing to add things to my medical notebook. Here I have created a contact page for all of the doctors and specialists that a person might need to see for their general medical treatment, okay? I did kind of an overview page here of all of the different doctors that you might need to see. So if you take a look at this page, really, I just have a space for 6 different doctors on this particular page. Let me zoom in so you can see a better detail about what I have created here. All right, so here we are with the doctor's contacts page, and I created, this is basically a 2-column table. If you're not sure how to insert a table, you simply go up to the insert menu. You can click on table. You can choose how many columns that you would like it and how many rows. In this case, I think I did about 6 rows. So you do that and you say insert the table, and you come up with a blank table that you can then fill in, okay? So for my doctor's contacts, what I did is I thought to myself, well, what would be a good place to list all of the doctors that I might see in one place. So I wanted to do that rather than put them in individual areas. So let's say, for example, my husband is looking for who our dentist is, rather than trying to search through dentist or, whatever. The doctor's contact page will have everything on it, okay? All right, so this is what I came up with. I came up with a place for the doctor's name and the doctor's phone number. And then I have a place for their specialty, whether they are general practitioners, internists, cardiologists, OBGYN, all of those kinds of things. You could also put your optometrist or ophthalmologist on here. You could put your dentist on here, any doctor that you might need to see. You might even want to extend that to your labs that you use. So, for example, if you use, LabCorp or Quest or something like that for your general blood work labs, you could put that information on here as well. If you have a radiology office that you use from time to time, you might want to put that on here as well. If you're someone who has lots of medical issues, you might want to do one for doctor's contacts and then a separate page for those lab and supporting offices that you might go to for those various, other things, okay? All right, so then I also have a place here for the receptionist who might answer the phone at the doctor's office, and then the nurse that you typically see while you're there. I think I mentioned in an earlier video, we had the same nurse over and over when my daughter was young and doing her baby wellness checks. They developed quite a rapport for each other, and I wanted to just, keep track of what her name was so that I could ask about her and those kinds of things, okay? Also, days available in the area that we live in. There are certain doctors who are only in a particular office on a certain day. So I wanted to be able to have a place for that. For example, my husband's cardiologist is only in the closest city to us on Wednesdays. So we need to kind of keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to write down what the hospital affiliation for the various doctors are in case there's ever an issue with that. And then I also have down here a place for the portal login. You know, if your doctor's office has a portal that you use to share information back and forth, what your login and password would be for those particular portals. Okay. And I thought that was enough information on there. I might also add up here with address. I might include their webpage if there's something like that with a link to that webpage. That might be a good thing to add. Some of my doctors don't have web pages, so I just left a space so I can add the web page if I want to. Okay. All right. Now you see I have 1, 2, 3 on one side of the page, and then 4, 5, and 6 on the other side of the page. So as I scroll back out, you can see that I have 6 doctors' contacts on this one page. All right. If that is not enough, certainly you could duplicate this entire page and put it right beside the page that you have. Okay, so I thought that having a doctor's contact page in my medical or health and wellness notebook would be a very good idea. Okay, all right, moving on to the wellness goals. This one's a little bit more in depth. The contact page is pretty easy, but the wellness goals is a little bit more in depth. So let me show you that one. Okay, here's the overall page. And again, I'm going to scroll in or zoom in so that you can see exactly the way that I laid this page out. Okay, on this page, this is a wellness goal and then I left a blank space so that I can fill it in, okay? What my intention is for this page is to use one page per goal in my health and wellness section of my medical notebook, okay? All right, so everything that you see here will be related to one goal. All right, so I can put down that this is a goal for me. And this is an example of what one of those goals might look like. Okay, so as I scroll down, again, made this myself. It is a 2-column table. You see both columns here. And you see it is multiple rows down, and I really just went through and created this using what I know about goal setting and really tailored it to meet with this wellness goal. So let's take a look at it. So the first question that I have here is, what wellness goal am I trying to accomplish? And I left myself a space underneath of that in the next row down. And so my goal might be highlighted here in blue for you. It says to decrease my A1C numbers to 6.7. Now, that's related to the diabetes that I have, and 6.7 is a good number to be at. So that is my most current goal. Okay? All right. Then the next question is always important when you're goal setting, is to figure out your why. Why is this goal so important for you? Okay. And again, underneath of that question, I left a space, and here I again have typed in blue my answer. Why is this goal important to me? Well, my overall health and to reduce my blood sugar risks. Okay. So for those of you who know anything about diabetes, you know that diabetes or high blood sugar can have a really negative effect on your body. And so by reducing my A1C, reducing my overall blood sugar numbers, I am trying to reduce the risk for my entire body through that process. To me, that's my why, and that's very important. Okay? All right. Now, the next one down says, what are the main objectives to accomplish with this goal? All right. So for me, I like to think of that as milestones. What are those big objectives, those big milestones that I need to do to accomplish this goal of reducing my A1C number? All right. And when I was thinking about this the other day, I came up with 3 different things that I thought I needed to focus on. Okay, so let's go over those. The first thing that I thought about is my daily routines. I need to take a look at my daily routines, and I need to look at my routines with the reduction of my A1C at the top of my mind. okay? So I put down my daily routine right here. I need to look at those. The next question that I ask myself is, what are the essential steps to complete this objective? Okay, what are those little baby steps that I need to do to reach that milestone? Well, I thought about I need some consistency. So I want to make sure that I wake up the same time each day. All right. And the reason that that's important is because your body is on this circadian rhythm clock. And if you sleep late one day and you wake up really early the next day, it kind of throws your whole system off. And your blood sugar does not like that. So I'm trying to be very consistent about what time I wake up. And you'll also see at the end of this essential steps, I'm also trying to go to bed at the same time. Again, trying to keep that rhythm in place. Okay. Another routine that I want to make sure that I do is that I'm drinking 8 glasses of water every day. Okay. Again, that helps with the blood sugar, flushes out any extra blood sugar that may be floating around in your bloodstream. So drinking 8 glasses of water is important. I also want to track my health stats in my logbook. Now, for those of you that have been following me, you know every month when I set up my monthly plan with me that I include a health and wellness page, and that is where I log my stats. So I keep all of the information that I get from my blood sugar machine. I keep all the information that I get from my Garmin watch, and I keep that all written down on those monthly logs. All right. And for me, that really helps me see trends and patterns in what I'm doing and how that is affecting my blood sugar. Okay. So it's important for me to keep tracking that stuff. Another thing for my daily routines is I need to make sure that I exercise for 30 minutes a day, or take 8,000 steps at a minimum daily, okay? So I could go bike riding, or I could swim in the pool, or do water aerobics, or do my 8,000 steps daily. Those things are important. And again, I log those in my health and wellness, logs here in my planner. And the last thing that I have for this one is to be in bed by 10 o'clock, all right? It doesn't mean I have to be asleep by 10, but I need to be in bed and resting and, making my way towards sleep by 10 o'clock. All right. Then you see that I put down here a target completion date because, that's one of the things for, good goal setting is to make sure that you have a completion date for that. And I would like to have this result in by the next time I have my blood work done, which is 6 months from May. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay. So I'm going to add a date in here of November 2023. Okay. All right. Then I move on to my second big main objective. I finished with my daily routines. The next thing that I really want to look at is I want to focus on nutrition. So I have my big goal here, or my big objective here of nutrition. And then what are the baby steps, or the essential steps, or the next actions, whatever word you want to call it, it doesn't matter, to do that. So when you take a look at nutrition, I want to review my test results with my doctor. So what were my last results? And is that good? Is that not good? How am I doing? So review it with the doctor to make sure I'm on track. Then I needed to design a meal plan and perhaps even talk to a nutritionist about a meal plan for diabetics. Okay. Then I want to utilize my grocery list that I keep with my meal plan, so that as I am meal planning, I can write my grocery list down right there, and I have that information with me. I do have a video on my meal planning system. If you would like to see that, I will link it up above so that you can check that out. And then the next action that I want to do is meal prep based on my meal plan, okay? And I do that every Sunday. I sit down with the family, we take a look at what's coming up the next week, and we do our meal plan, all right? Now, another way that I need to keep track of things is I need to log those meals into a nutrients app and record that information, okay? I happen to use MyFitnessPal, which is on my phone. It's pretty easy to use. I don't use it consistently because kind of once I know what a meal, what a good breakfast meal looks like if I know I'm having, my 2 eggs and my 1 piece of whole wheat toast and my coffee, I kind of have an idea already of what that calorie and nutrient looks like. If I eat oatmeal for breakfast, I know what that looks like. So I don't record them every single day, but as I add new meals into my meal plan, I will log those so that I understand the nutrients and stuff that are coming about from that particular meal. Okay? All right. Again, that one's going to get the same target date because I want to make sure that I have these things done and in place by the time my next set of blood work comes up. Okay? So November. All right. And then I am a lifelong learner, and anybody who watches this channel knows I am always talking about learning new things and what I'm reading and what I'm researching and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, reading and research was another main objective that I wanted to include here on this particular goal page. One of the things that I had read about was the Mediterranean diet and exploring the Mediterranean diet and how that might help not only with heart disease patients, but also with people with diabetes. So I want to read more about the Mediterranean diet and get more meal plan ideas from that particular diet. All right. I also wanted to research different types of supplements. I know that magnesium is important in how your body uses blood sugar. I also know that vitamin D is important. So again, I wanted to do more research on those types of supplements. Okay. And the last one that I have here is to make sure that I know the numbers. What is high blood sugar? What is low blood sugar? And what do you do in case of either one of those things? There are certain ways that you treat yourself if your blood sugar is too high, and there are certain ways to treat yourself if your blood sugar is too low. Another thing that I need to add on here is I need to make sure that my family is educated about that information. So educating my family is something that I need to add on here as a next step action so that they know if something is going on with me and they check my blood sugar, if it's too low or too high, what they might need to do. Okay? All right. And so then I have on the other side of this page, as I scroll back out for you to see, I just have a notes section here. So maybe as I'm researching, I want to put some of my notes here. Maybe if I find a different app that I want to try instead of MyFitnessPal, I could put that information here, okay? And for each goal that I set up for my health and wellness or my medical things, I will create a new page. I will duplicate this page and fill in the goal, the reason why, the objectives that I want to accomplish, and those essential steps to reaching that objective. Also giving myself a target date for when those objectives needs to be done. That's just good goal setting, and I thought if it works in everyday life, it's going to work in my health and wellness life as well. So I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Have I left anything off of either my contact sheet or my wellness goals for myself? Please leave me a comment and let me know. You guys have such great ideas and great information to share with everyone, and I really like it when everybody shares in the comments. That's just great. Okay, well, if you have learned anything new here today, or you have liked this content, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out when you do that. And also, if there's somebody that you would like to share this information with, please feel free to share the link to this video. And if you have not already, please think about subscribing. Again, that really helps out my channel, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. All right, well, this notebook is really coming together. I think it's time for us to make a new notebook and gather all of these pages together and get them all in one place. So that's going to be my next video coming up. If you would like to see more about this health and wellness video, please leave me a comment. Maybe there's a page that you'd like me to include that I might not have thought about so far. I do have a number of other pages in mind, but Part of me feels like you guys might be finished with the medical notebook and ready to move on. So leave me a comment and let me know where you'd like me to go from here. All right. Well, here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. You know, I use OneNote. Until next time, stay safe, everybody. Okay, bye.